Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. We're back with Andrew, my senior Golden State Warriors correspondent. And the last time Andrew and I talked, he thought his team was dead in the water because we chatted after the Miami Heat lost to the Golden State Warriors and Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. He's out for the season now, but now Giannis has officially become available, even though he hasn't technically requested a trade. Shams basically said that he is looking for a new home, and the Bucks are actually willing to listen to answers, and it could happen by the deadline, which is next Thursday. We're 6 days away. If it doesn't happen this season, it's going to 100% happen during the offseason. And look, you don't have to look too far away. The Miami Heat are always in the mix whenever a whale is available. We keep striking out. We struck out with Damian Lillard most recently in a heartbreaking fashion because he basically only said Miami, and Miami's the only team I want. So that's like the biggest disappointment we felt. But anytime there's a star available, the Heat are one of the top teams. The other most likely team, according to Mark Stein and a bunch of other NBA insiders, Brian Windhorst, are the Golden State Warriors because they have a ton of draft picks. So we're the top two teams theoretically that can make it happen before the deadline. So before we get into the packages and the options that our teams could provide, do you think Giannis actually does get traded, though, by the deadline, by next week? Or do you think this is something that's going to happen during the offseason?
I think for sure it's going to happen during the offseason because right now it's kind of a hostage negotiation a little bit. He just wanted to put that out there in the sphere of saying, oh, hey, I want out, but it doesn't have to be now, and it could be later. And there's no teams that he's going to go to right now that's going to satiate what he's looking for by the end of the deadline, right? It's really more of what is he looking at for the next 5 years, or whoever's going to sign him to the end of his contract or the end of his useful life as a basketball player. Because he's going to get, like, poor Warriors, like if they get him, it's going to be Steph Curry's waning years to Giannis's waning years. And it'll just be a collab effect of just like old players for the rest of the decade, which is going to be rough. But I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to get him by the end of the deadline. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. I mean, I think so as well. But anything can happen at this point. It depends how desperate the Bucks get, because I think they have more leverage now, because right now there could be more of a urgency with the bidding war of who can get him now. And they're going to basically say, we want everything. Who's desperate enough to get him now and today versus the offseason? Then we don't know what's going to happen. The Thunder could lose. The Rockets could lose. Teams like that have so many draft picks plus the right players plus the veterans. Then there'll be some new expiring contracts for some of these teams the following season. Like, no one can really compete with the Spurs, Rockets, and OKC when it comes to assets and capital. So they could become buyers too. But then the issue though with the Bucks is they know they have to trade Giannis before the start of the next season, right? So then they lose leverage in that sense. Another caveat too is for Giannis, if he does not get traded, he's not going to sign a max with the Bucks, right? So he is not going to be eligible for a supermax unless he gets traded to a new team now, and then during the offseason, he signs a supermax. So for Giannis, he should theoretically want to get traded, and for his agent, obviously. So do you think that actually sways Milwaukee's possibility, like to do good on Giannis, like because he wants to obviously get that supermax, which is like 275 versus like 220, right? Like that 50 something million is huge, especially for a guy who's 31 and he's now dealing with calf injuries, which, as you know, as a Golden State Warriors fan, right? What happened to KD? So what do you think that plays a factor at all?
One thing you hit on there is like desperation, right? Like who's desperate to get somebody of his caliber to make them push them to the next level, right?
I was like, wait, I'm wearing my Niner hat, not my Miami Heat hat. We're desperate, so you are too.
Right, and so
you are too.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they've been playing the long con of like, hey, we're gonna stack all these picks. Like, yeah, they got Jimmy Butler and did that Wiggins trade, but that whole dog and pony show was really just like contract amount swaps that they've been doing. Yes, they did have to give up a first rounder, but they've been holding on to as much of those trade assets as they possibly can because they know that cliff is coming again. So like desperation, they're kind of in like a a good spot, right? They're bubbling to the top of how many assets they have so that they can have a little bit of that leverage. Do they want to give up on all of those assets to get Giannis? So then it'll be Steph Curry, Giannis, and Pat Spencer. Like, I don't know
Draymond,
if that's
baby.
the game right
Don't forget about
now.
Draymond, your boy.
Draymond's ankle is going to roll and he's going to be out for the season once they go on a 2-game losing streak. So, but no, I don't think the desperation is there on the Warriors side to make that happen before the deadline. I just don't. I mean, it feels like, again, like a Daryl Morey situation where he's like, they're trying to drum up leverage and have this be hanging over there for long enough. Like, why would Giannis say this 2 weeks before the deadline and not a month ago? You know, he was probably thinking it a month ago, but like part of that is got to be his trickling out of leverage for himself on where he wants to go. Like maybe that helped him. Maybe he talked to a different team that didn't really, I don't know. Maybe they're like, well, we need to have you hear it publicly. And he's like, okay. And he went in public with it. Like, who knows how that functions, but it's kind of a propaganda game at this point for them until the deal actually happens. They're just trying to play leverage. And I don't see it on the Warriors side, unfortunately.
But what about the offseason? Because obviously there's reports saying they're doing everything in their power. They're very interested. They need to pair someone with Steph. They did that with Jimmy Butler, but of course he tore his ACL. You didn't get to see them. I think last year would have been, they could have had a decent shot. Like, especially if Steph Curry didn't get hurt. Like, because Steph Curry obviously is your whole system essentially. So when he went down, Jimmy, sorry, like a new team at age 35, like he's not going to be able to carry the load like he did with the Miami Heat. But I think last year was the unfortunate best shot with that duo, and they're desperate though. Like Steph is still a top 5 player even today. Like at age 37, like he's got like maybe two more seasons after this one. Would you say? I don't know at the same exact level, but like he's insane. Like he's insane. He's a freaking Hall of Famer. So like, why would you not want Giannis? Like, I think that's like your like the life raft that you've desperately needed. Like, do you think come off season though, they are going to be desperate for him still? Like, or do you think it's not like in play? Like, what's your perspective? Like, what are the chances? And like, what is that package you're willing to give as a Warriors fan?
Totally. Let me take off my organizational hat and just say fanboy real quick. Like that would be, I honestly think that there would be an extension of Steph's career if somebody like Giannis came in. If you could just hand Giannis the ball every few times down and just jam it, like Steph could just sit in the corner for the next decade and hit threes. Like that would be amazing. That would be like extending his career so much. Like I want that to happen more than anything. I do. But like putting back on the organizational hat, like if I was Joe Lacob and I was like maniacal about winning and I'm like, hey, how do I get this to happen? Like, obviously they want to offload Jimmy Butler. Obviously they want to get rid of Kuminga. And like whatever else beyond that is like now up to the Bucks. Like, right? Like the Bucks might not even want Kuminga. Like, I don't know if that's a thing that they're like, yeah, I'd love Kuminga. Like, because from my perspective, I don't really like Kuminga, so I don't know why they would. But maybe they see something I know.
He has no real value. It's like, especially now, we've talked about the last episode. You might have to attach a first-round pick to get rid of him at this point.
A couple. The Warriors are going to need to attach a couple first-round picks, and that was one of the things that they were talking about on 95.7 The Game, was about if it goes to after the trade deadline, and we're talking about off season, the first round picks kind of open up for certain teams. Right now, you had like you're more eligible to open up, and like specifically the Heat get a couple more. I don't think the Warriors get
4 total. I don't think we gain anymore. We can only give 2 today. We get 4 total.
Yeah, and so that's why I don't think the Warriors really have that ammo. But they also, that's what they need. The Warriors need those picks, right? Not only do they need those picks, but they need those picks to hit in the next few years so that they can have like a more decade-long experience. Like, I don't know how long they're going to be trying to tip the scales of being these top teams. Like the Warriors have been this middling team every year that they haven't won for a really long time. So maybe Joe Lacob is just going to take it in the shorts and be like, we're going to pass on this and we're going to be losing for the next few years. Like that's a strategy, right? That's what they did in Philly. They were like, trust the process, and they just sucked. Like they're trying to trust the process, but they just sucked. So like in order to put a trade package together and be like, we want Giannis, that's also going to accelerate the we're going to suck thing. And I don't know if like that's appealing to Giannis, because it's like, oh, okay, now you're going to play with Steph for a few years, and then you're also going to play with Pat Spencer. So are you going to go to the finals with Pat Spencer and Steph? Maybe not. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah. So what do you think about the package though that they're saying like that could get it done for you guys? Because I think it's kind of funny. 4 picks, that's great. Is it 3 or 4? Do you know? I'm sorry. I think is it 3 in a swap?
Yeah, 3 in a swap. 3 in a swap.
3 in a swap.
Warriors.
Jimmy, who just tore his ACL, who's gonna be like on a $55 million contract. Like,
correct.
I get it. Like, if he's gonna be out for the next year, that's fine for them because then they'll lose, right? Like, they're not gonna have him.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have like 90 million in dead space with him and Damian Lillard's contract, who's still on the books. So why would you want Jimmy's contract when you could like get at least young players that you could possibly flip or hope they develop? So Jimmy's contract, a guy with no ACL, that's ridiculous. And then Kuminga, a guy who they can't even get rid of, right? Like a guy who they don't even like. Yeah, maybe it's because he doesn't fit into Kerr's system or whatever, but still, like other teams that are scouting and watching, like if they saw something in him, like he would have been traded already, like maybe last year even, right? During the offseason, like someone would have like made a formidable package to trade for him. So what else are you adding? Pods? We talked about your perspective and Warrior fans' perspectives on him. Like he's fine, but like come on.
Yeah.
And then Moses Moody, like that's your package. Now let's compare it to the Heat podcast, right? Before we close. I'm biased, but I'm thinking the Miami Heat package is actually really one of the best. They're saying basically because yes, you only get 2 picks in a swap, so it's one less pick. As a rebuilding team, the Bucks should and want the picks because that's what's the most valuable for creating and building a team now. And for trades, there's no free agency anymore, so that one extra pick is huge. But they also said they want blue chip talent, young players, like a good star if they can, and the picks. So Tyler Hero is better than all of those players. Even though I don't love Tyler Hero, he's only 26. He averaged 24 a game, all-star. He's only played like 10. He's averaging 23 a game this year. He's solid. He's good. He's from Milwaukee. I hate when they say that. It's like, who gives a shit if he's from Milwaukee? But still, send him home.
Tyler Hero gives a shit. Tyler Hero gives a shit. That might mean something, He might be asking for it.
Yeah, right. So he doesn't want to leave. Have you heard the way he talks? He sounds like he's from Miami. He doesn't sound like he's from Milwaukee or North Dakota where he went to high school.
He just lives in a Miami state of mind. Okay, that's it.
All since he's a child. Yes. So Tyler, that beats most of those guys. Jaime Jaquez, who's legitimately, I think, like top 3 and 6th man of the year candidate, averaging 16, 6, and 5. That is a better prospect than Pods. And then you throw in Kel'el Ware, who's the blue chip 7-footer that like he's number 4 in rebounding right now, Andrew, and he's averaging like 20 minutes a game, and Spo doesn't even play him basically. He's getting DMPs because Spo is Kerr. Kerr is Spo. They love small ball. They want Iggy and Draymond at their 5. They want Bam and Andrew Wiggins, as their front court. Like that's just how, and that applies to you guys throwing in Andrew Wiggins back to you guys, right? Like we had Jimmy and Bam as our front court. So that right there alone, and then you throw an expiring contract like a Terry Rozier or whatever. So you get like the money off the books. You get Tyler, Jaime, and Kel'el Ware and 2 picks. Like, do you think that gets it done if we offer that? Like, do you think the Heat can pull it off by the deadline?
If they're willing to just shovel off all those picks, for sure. I do.
That package specifically. Jaime, Tyler, Kel'el, Terry Rozier, and all the picks we have. Two picks in a swap. Could get it done.
That's the best that they're gonna get right now. Like maybe that's in the Bucks court. Maybe they're getting greedy, and maybe they say no, I need more than that, and they need some like 4-team swap from something. But right now, that seems like the best idea for them. Like Giannis is one of the best players right now. So you just shipping. That's like how much did Mikal Bridges get when he went
4 or 5 picks? Same with Gobert. Desmond Bane got 4 from Orlando. Orlando gave 4 to They gave 4 to Memphis for that alone.
But I mean, at some level, you're just maxing out all you have, right? You're just putting everything on the table and then sending it over there. Those teams are terrible, and they did it for the wrong people. Which that's why those teams are bad. But if the Bucks were able to do that, they would be in a better spot than they are right now.
The draft piece, like capital by player, is so like nuanced and complex and crazy. Trae Young 0. Luka Doncic, we know it's all bullshit rigged. 1 pick, right? Then Bridges 5, Gobert 4, like there's all like Desmond Bain 4. It's like it's so
well, maybe that's what it is. Pat Riley just got to work some black magic in the background, and go up there to Milwaukee and pull some strings, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's in Miami.
Well, let's trade Andrew Wiggins back to you guys for Kuminga and a first-round pick. So then that way we have 3 picks, and we could even throw in Kuminga. So you take Kuminga, take everybody I also mentioned. I'm not going to say like, oh, take Kuminga so we can keep Jaime. No, you keep everybody. You take all of our blue chip prospects. You get Tyler Hero, who would be an all-star again because he would probably get to chuck up 1,000 shots in Milwaukee. You get Kel'el Ware, who's got the potential. Jaime. You get Kuminga and 3 picks. Like the Heat are going to be looking to make a move possibly to get another pick, I think, before. But again, it's their best shot. Even though the Miami Heat could have 4 picks during the offseason, they're going to be competing with way more teams because situations can change. And the Miami Heat, you want to get Giannis in now so you can maybe compete this year and next year and see what you need, get some chemistry, see what that looks like, and then you find out what pieces you need to add around him versus waiting next year. And then that's kind of like their introduction and seeing if they could actually fit him in and how the rest of the players can fit with Giannis. Because honestly, you bring Giannis to your team, you're changing your whole organizational structure and offense is all built around him, obviously, right? So, but we'll see. So anyway,
yeah.
What's your prediction?
No, that strategy, like if Giannis wants to go somewhere where they play fast and have a lot of transition ball, like I think Miami is something that should be appealing to him. If he's just like gonna slow down and play like screen ball, maybe that's what for the Warriors for him. Like if he's trying to stylistically fit somewhere, I feel like that would be Miami. His style fits. His style fits that. So
for sure.
Sorry, what was your question?
I was going to say I predicted in an episode I did a few days ago that he would end up going to the Golden State Warriors this season. But where do you predict he goes? Who do you think wins the sweepstakes?
The sweepstakes? I mean, so after the trade deadline, it's a whole nother prediction. But I think before the trade deadline, if something happens, he will probably go to the Heat. After the deadline, I feel like it's up. Like I know the Knicks don't have any picks, but they're going to try to get him over there, right? Like if you're talking about bigger market
in the summer, they get 2 in the summer. Knicks get 2 in the summer. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think if I were like the commissioner of the NBA too, they want him in a bigger market too, right? Like that's going to help. That's going to help a lot. And the Knicks, I mean, let's say the Knicks are ousted in the Eastern Conference Finals and like, oh man, we're so close. They're going to do everything they can to get Giannis. They're going to do everything they can. Like if they're clicking on all cylinders and lose by a last minute shot, they're going to push hard for it. So that would be my prediction.
That'd be a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare.
It would be
as a Heat fan.
It's everybody's nightmare. It's not just your nightmare. I don't want it. I just think that's what's going to happen.
They're still not going to win it. So it doesn't matter. The Knicks haven't won since 1970. So that's totally fine. I don't know if him and Brunson would be enough because what are they going to have to give up to get him during the offseason as well? So they're going to have to move significant pieces like every single team because Giannis is a superstar, top 3 MVP candidate every single year. He's having a down year because of the calf stuff. He's averaging like 28 a game. That's a down year. He's averaging 28-9 instead of his normal 30 and like 12 rebounds and 7 assists. So we'll see what happens. We're on what Giannis wants.
Shooting efficiency.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be, an interesting, fun 6 days. We'll see if any other trades happen, but nothing's going to happen. No Ja, no Zion, no Kuminga, no Wiggins, no whoever. No one's going to really be moved until this Giannis piece and that domino falls. So anyway, thanks for hopping on, Andrew. Really appreciate the time. And if you guys do enjoy the content, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.